Hello, hello. Is this on? I'm being my own sound guy. So, how is the audio? This is that. Can I do something else? Oh my god, I already revealed that. Ah well, do that away. Boop. Video source, let's get something here. You can hear me, that's great. Is it good? Is it like, how is it? Because I started using the lav mic instead of the Rode mic because it doesn't spike so much. And I think the sound is better, but not sure what to think. Way better than last stream. Fantastic. All right. Beautiful thing is that I can just take these things with me on my mystery tour that some people may or may not already know about. But I guess, I don't know. Let's put on the video so it is not completely empty. What are we doing? We are doing... Let's do... How could it... You, I mean, when I bring it up, you will probably be like, oh wait, was there something? I don't know. Maybe there was, maybe there wasn't. What? It's gonna do this. And then see what happens. Okay, there you go. Welcome to Magdeburg. It's gonna do that while we're gathering more people. So far it's just you and me. And I don't know what it is, but like OBS does the thing where it shows you users. But there are people in there, but they're not in there. And I don't know if they just don't watch on Twitch, but I don't broadcast anywhere else. So I don't know what's happening. Generally not a clue of what's happening. Okay, I don't need this right now. Maybe I keep it. All right, and then I need one more thing. One more thing. Make source visible. No. No. I don't want it. I don't want it. Okay, this can be here. Boop. And another thing. One more thing. Huh? Confused sounds like a doc you don't need. No, it's in the chat thing. Like in the OBS, it gives you a chat window. And then up top it says users in chat. And it says broadcaster, which is me, as far as I know. And moderator, which is you, and users, which is now 7. But on Twitch, there's only one person right now, which is you. I don't know. I'm just figuring these things out as I go. And now, that's not what I wanted to open at all. At all. I need another image, and I need... Don't make it visible. Never make it visible. Okay. And this goes there. And this goes here. Fantastic. Ayo! Thank you so much for joining. Welcome to Magdeburg, which is a city 2 hours away from Berlin. And I just put that on, just have something on that I can talk over until I reveal what is happening in the next couple of days. And why there's laundry, behind me, because I still need to pack, and I'm catching a plane in 12 hours. But hey, relatively chill after all these years of doing this. I'm the bread maker. I haven't made bread in a while, but I could if I would have an oven that works. The oven that I have here is, let's say, temperamental at best. Oh, hush. I'm not funny. I'm just, you know, regular goof, jest, clown. I make people laugh somehow with my accent on my hair. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I mean, it was very good. I think the last time I did was back at my friend's place by Kaiserslautern, and I made it in a Dutch oven. If you join me, I was actually thinking about that yesterday because I was thinking about like how to make this better, seeing that this might be my setup for the foreseeable future, interspersed with. Oh, I was house sitting. Oh God. So I was thinking about like how this is becoming my primary setup right now, because I like to have that kind of video quality to show you, instead of the potato quality I can give you from the motorcycle that cuts out and doesn't have good sound. So I've tried to make this a little bit better. Last week I introduced this whole new thing where I made a new chat window, and I made a new thing over here where I show off extra life and some other things I do, and I will reveal in a bit. I was thinking about the camera that I had for that stream, because I sadly had to sell that again, and because I wasn't really using it. And then I moved again to Berlin, and I couldn't stream. So yeah, I don't know. Still figuring things out, and yeah, let me know if this works for you. I would like to continue this and invest more into doing stuff like this. This, by the way, I think is still filmed with the GoPro 9, which is also what I'm taking on my mystery trip. The mystery will be revealed in time, maybe in a bit. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I look at other people who stream, and I know that like most people stream. I will tell you in a second. I look at other people and how they set up their stuff that don't do gaming, because I just don't right now. And how they would show off things while also having like a nice look to everything. And I like this because this way later on I like upload everything on YouTube for people that miss the stream, right? And this way people can still read the chat, which I like, and I can draw attention to things that are important to me on the side. And yeah. But I'm continually improving this, so maybe next week it will look completely different. I have no idea. We see. So I'm just waiting for a few more peoples, and then I can reveal where we're going. Currently, this is Magdeburg. This is like 2 hours away from Berlin. I was there last year, God, like August or September or something. And I was just walking around town. It's a very cute little town, and it has like a nice cathedral that let's say you're not allowed to film in. Didn't stop me from filming, but yeah. So we're gonna watch that for a little bit, and oh yeah, this is like one of the things that so with the GoPro, you see like stuff like this. I always want to film because you can't really go in these places. Like with a big camera and whatnot, unless they're completely empty like this one. What did you eat in the cute little town? I don't really know. I think we just went to a cafe and had a burger. because burgers are everywhere. Like that or a kebab, but I couldn't find a kebab close to the train station before I had to leave. And what I like about this is like, so this on this camera right now, it looks kind of okay, but the low light just makes it that everything is wonky and wobbly and doesn't really look good, and especially on stream, because I can only stream in 1080p, recording in 1080p, and then going through the algorithm and through the internet and whatever. While recording this, I can go higher and then size everything down. So, yeah. But, I mean, if you want to see things I do eat when I travel, I did visit my hometown on Saturday, Hamburg. And I took a train in the morning, I took a train out at night, and I didn't eat a lot, but what I ate was very, very nice. We went to a farm-to-table restaurant kind of thing, and you know, had some wine, lunch, like a little brunch thingy, and then went to a izakaya cafe, so that like the two businesses are related to each other, and I had like the most lush like bento box, and actually I can probably show you. Let's just see here, and then I go here, and then where is it? Where is it? The thing when you don't plan any of these things. Where is the bento box? Let's see, large icons. Oh man, this bento box, I had to get it, and I tell you why. So this is what it was, right? Oh god, this is way too big. This is way too big. Let's just like size this down. Whoop. Okay, there you go. Oh, okay. But for the people who are watching this later, so this was my little treat for lunch. For people who watch this later. This was like a lush, like a fish bento box. And, oh, thank you so much for sharing that, Mai. And then it was like a signature drink, which was basically ginger ale with a shot of espresso in it. And I mean, you had me at shot of espresso in it. So that was really, really good. And then after that, I was in Hawaii and ordered the bento box breakfast, and they didn't want to sell it to me because I'm not Japanese. I mean, okay, if people don't like money, then sure. And then what they also had was this, which is a matcha nata, like a pastéis de nata, and then they make it with matcha, but also cover it with matcha powder. And then later on, went to an izakaya. So they own this cafe, which is only open from like 12 to 6. And then at 6, down the street, opens their izakaya. And it was, I didn't know this existed. A friend of mine from Instagram like posted it one day, and I was just like, what? I didn't know. Like, this is my hometown, but it's also a borough that I don't really explore much. So, and you had it like later on. It was, I mean, it's quite good. So, and then at the izakaya, we had like this amazing thing. So we had like this, which is spicy octopus. And it was so good, because usually like when you don't cook octopus right, it's just a tire. You're just like chewing on some kind of rubber. And this was like, it had the littlest chew and was so nice and spicy. Ah, amazing, absolutely amazing. And then after that, we all shared this, which is way too tiny. Let's see, there you go. Which, according to the menu, is crystal shrimp. I mean, if you like seafood, you should definitely give octopus a try. But I warn you that if you go to a place that doesn't know what it's doing, or just does it like super quick and like, you might be disappointed until you had it right. Octopus is not hard to cook, But if you don't know what you're doing or you just don't care because people will just buy it anyway, you will probably have very chewy octopus. And that's not how it's supposed to be. And these are crystal shrimp, the tiniest shrimp I ever did see. And they're just crunchy, and they have eyes, as my let me know. I wouldn't necessarily eat seafood in Texas either unless I'm by the coast. I mean, Texas is massive, so... And most of the stuff is like... I mean, I grew up by the coast, right? And it was like the whole thing, like, you just don't really eat seafood when you're not by the coast. But nowadays, everything comes frozen anyway from halfway around the country or halfway around the globe. So... but these... you just eat as is because they're like, so the daruman that you see, the little figurine over there, is completely like not to scale. But these shrimps are like this big. They're not shrimp. They're like this big, and you eat the whole thing. We're walking, by the way, in the video, we're walking around the cathedral that will soon be filmed in, but not yet. So we're walking around there. And there's like this amazing like little, not diorama, but like a little thing. It's like how the city used to look like around that part of town. And it's generally just like a beautiful, beautiful building. There's also a building, if I were to turn around, which I am at some point, you can see a Hundertwasser building, which is like this painter that, oh, nope, of course, no. I didn't even know I would do this, but you know, in the end I did it in the video. I did turn around, but you didn't see the building. I think you see it later. And so it's like a German painter, and it's like this house that is like inspired by him. If I would tell you that it's a Salvador Dali building, you would also probably say it's like, yeah, it kind of looks like that too. Like it's that kind of style, you know. But it's very out of the ordinary, and it doesn't really fit in with anything else around that part of town, or that town in general. So yeah, the thing that I wanted to talk to you about today is where I'm going. What are we doing here? It's oh yeah, there's a Hundertwasser building here in Magdeburg, and then there is I think there's another one somewhere around here, but I haven't found it yet. So what is happening is that because of my recent complications, I canceled all ambitions to do a summer holiday. Since February, I've been planning a summer holiday that I wanted to stream. Because of people who don't know me, hello, I'm Alex. I film for people who cannot travel because of disabilities or accessibility issues or mobility issues. And since February, I planned this trip around the Alps that I wanted to stream from the motorcycle. And that's why I slowly filmed more and more stuff on the motorcycle and got better and better at doing that, getting a little router to be able to stream mobile and everything. So, oh yeah, they're completely impractical. Oh, that's the thing. Ulsen, yeah, that's where the other building is. It's not at all close to Berlin, but I was mistaken. So I do these things, and then I did this for like 2 years as just walks that are not commentated at all because I wanted people to immerse themselves. And now I started to do these things on Twitch because I was out after a motorcycle accident, but still wanted to stream and show people things. So I slowly show these walks and then just commentate them, kind of like a director's cut. And I wanted to do that, taking basically everybody on a little summer holiday down to Italy around the Alps. And then that got cut into like, let's just do a small trip down to Switzerland and then into Italy, which then got cut into a, let's do a 3-day weekend. Because of reasons, I needed to cut this really, really short. And that got cut too. So instead of any of that, I still want to take you on a summer holiday. Now, the place that we're going to may or may not be a summery place, depending on, well, the weather, really. And the location is not known for good weather, but when it's good weather, it is very, very nice. Because tomorrow at 6, I will be at the airport with my carry-on luggage because for 10 days I will be house sitting thanks to my friends who are going on their first family vacation with their 2 small children. I pray pray for quiet time on the airplane. But they said, "Hey Alex, do you want to like we know what happened and we know what's but do you want some time away? Do you want to come over and house sit for us and take care of the cat?" And I said, "You know what? Yes, please." And tomorrow I will board a plane and I will go to Scotland and I will go to Glasgow and I will spend 9 days in Glasgow, probably also other places in Scotland because you can just take a train or bus somewhere. I plan on filming a bunch and then streaming it like this from home, or even doing a live stream and walk along the Kelvin River, or even out by some loch. Maybe even go for a swim. I don't know, depending on how well basically the whole public transport system is now. Because I remember going there for Christmas, and it was I don't want to say broken, but definitely not 100%, and also very expensive. So we need to see what's available. However, I want to go within Glasgow. I want to show you the necropolis, which, if you don't know what it is, look it up. It's definitely very, very cool. It is a cemetery, but I still feel comfortable filming there because it's being used as a filming location for big productions. I am going alone. Well, I'm going by myself, but I would like to think that I'm going with you, so I'm not really alone. Straight ahead is the Hundertwasser house. God, can you see that? I don't know. Let's see if I can zoom in, if I can enhance, or if this is actually coming. Oh no, I'm walking towards it anyway. So if you don't know what the necropolis is, but you've seen the most recent Matt Reeves, is it Matt Reeves? The Batman with Colin Farrell. If you've seen that, you've seen the necropolis. It's like this fantastically huge area cemetery with like these gigantic tombstones and whatnots. And then from there, I would like to walk through Glasgow to the I think they're called the steps, the Kelvin steps. It's basically like a quay, like a waterways thing. Ah, God, the Hundertwasser house, for my and everybody interested, is like behind those trees. You can kind of see the tower, and I think I'm walking around it. This has been like, I filmed this half a year ago, so my memory might be hazy. So I want to do that. I would love to go to Loch Lomond, which should only be a bus ride away. Maybe I even have a car, but we see about that when we get there, or when I get there. Did you plan everything yourself? Like, where are you staying? Yes, I usually do on all of my trips. Use a combination of almost 2 decades now of travel friends that I just make by talking to people at cafes and whatnot, and Airbnbs and other things, because that's what I spend my money on. It's basically travel and food and showing people around. And there you go, there's the Hundertwasser house. I think I do a whole walk around and walk through. And I also like to do all of these things on the cheap, because I like good food, I like to stay in a nice place, but I like those things also to be cheap, because it's like the best combination of things. Like, because if I go to like a place, like I've been to fancy places, but if you go somewhere that has like a Michelin star and then the food is not good, you're really disappointed. But if you go to like a place that sells grub and it's amazing, like your mind just blows up, because it's like, how is this possible, you know? I might not need to rent a car because my friends are going, they're going to the airport. So if possible, I bring them to the airport and pick them up, and might be able to use their car. And if not, I will just use public transport to at least get to Loch Lomond, because Loch Ness is also there, but I think it's too far away for a day trip, because I'm still taking care of the cat, so I can't leave for like 2 or 3 days. Or was it 5-star hotels and they were just overpriced? I can confirm that because if you know, you know, and if you don't, well, I'm gonna tell you. I worked in the 5-star plus 4 seasons at the Ulster in Hamburg, and it's definitely we keep a facade and don't look behind the curtain kind of deal. So there's a German saying that they also just boil water. You know, it's not like they do everything differently, or they have some magic wand that they can deal with problems or whatever. Like, they're also humans, they're also doing things. I hope you enjoy this, by the way. This is like, I love like that there is just a building that goes completely bonkers. They do have Ubers, they do have Bolt is also a choice, which is available in some cities. But not all. They also have like e-scooters and whatnot, but they also have a really, really good public transport system when it works. Just like any public transport system, when it works, it's fantastic, and if not, then not really. But they have an app for like their buses, and they have like a tap and go system for the rest of the public transport. And yeah, it takes you virtually everywhere, unless you want to go somewhere like really remote. Then you might need a car, or I don't know. I'm insane because I just talk to people and then they take me to places. I don't know. Must be the accent or the hair or whatnot. Downtown San Antonio has electric scooters. They are. Well, some people say they're the plague because over here they are just left everywhere. Like, people use them and then they park somewhere and then that's it. While in Paris, fun fact about Paris I'll tell you in a second. Actually, the fun fact I'll tell you now, and then I'll tell you what I initially wanted to do this week. In Paris, actually, there are parking lots. So they're dedicated zones, usually at the street corners, where you are supposed to leave your scooters. Like, everything is geo-fenced. So when you stand outside of the square, you can't lock your scooter. You're still being charged. So you need to put it in the square and park your scooter there so you don't clutter the scenery. I love this walk of course. Well, I'm glad that I could provide you this joy. I am very glad that I did this walk around, even though like the weather was. I mean, the weather is like the weather is. You know, like sometimes you can't really do anything. If I would only wait for good weather, I think I wouldn't have almost 100 videos of walks in Europe. I would have like 10. You vote plague? Yeah, I mean, I think they're a plague if they're not handled right. I also don't like how people ride like lunatics and are not held responsible to anything really. Like, it's the Wild West. I'm in West Texas. We have Uber or rent a car. Yeah, I mean, we have those services, but for my needs, they are, let's say, a bit too expensive. You know, like if I need it, if I need to go somewhere, sure. Because it's like any luxury, really. Oh, hey, Gigi, thanks for joining. So if I really need to save the time and I need to get somewhere, then I will spend the money. Especially when it comes to like airport or other things when the public transport doesn't work. So tomorrow morning, for example, the train that I need to take to the airport was on the bus replacement service for the last couple of days, and supposedly the bus replacement service stops tonight at midnight. Well, tomorrow at 4 a.m. I need to be on that train, and if that train doesn't exist, well, there is a problem. So, maybe it's too hot to walk. If it's too hot to walk or too humid, or you have like some kind of health issue, like you just sadly need to spend the money because if your city doesn't provide you with good options to get around, it's kind of meh, So What you got here? My city has them, and they are just thrown on the sidewalks instead of the road. Well, that's because you probably, I don't know where exactly you live, but I also assume that there is no water, because over here they're frequently fishing them out of the river. So, which is fantastic because they're all battery powered. So it's just a matter of time until one of them blows up, you know. So, if you are here since the beginning, I will now drink my water before somebody says hydrate or dihydrate. All right. So what I wanted to announce, actually, is not only where we're going on vacation. We're going to Glasgow. Hello, everybody. We're going to Glasgow tomorrow. But also, I wanted to announce some things, which is one, of course, is like still Extra Life, still a thing, 12 years and counting now. And I also wanted to do some other things because it is the season of giving. Oh, well, okay, fine. This is the part that you're not supposed to see, which is the inside of the cathedral. I justify this by the sign saying no photographs or videos being inside the cathedral, but not in this outside bit walk, you know. So I think it's fine. Also, if you cannot travel, which again, I film for those people who can't travel and can't see this because they can't come to Germany and then go 2 hours out of the capital to go to this random town with a cathedral and a Hundertwasserhaus, you will never see this. And I think you should, because it's beautiful, you know? Well, we see nothing. We see nothing. I'm nobody of consequence and you didn't see nothing. So the things that I wanted to announce was that, well, it was my birthday on Friday, and what I like to do for my birthday is I like to give. And not only do I usually like give something to charity, there was recently one by a guy. He's the editor of a YouTuber I follow, and he sadly has cancer, and he's trying to like set up a fund for his little daughter to go to school and everything because he might not be around for that. So thank you so much. The other things that I would like to do is like, so some people cannot do that because they are not financially stable. I'm not saying I am financially stable, but I'm stable enough to give people what I can. But there are other things that you can do if you want to support a charity. One is, for example, do exposure, you know, like you just put a little button over there and people know what's up. And some things like, for me, is that even though my body doesn't really like to do it too much, but I would like to, while in Glasgow, say that I would like to try to give blood, which should now be on the screen. There you go. Haha! I love it how like it fades in. Very, very nice. So I would like to give blood or donate blood plasma, not only because of the IBF, the immuno. What is it? People make this joke all the time that when they Google IBF, it comes out as the IDF. There you go. The Israeli Defense Force, but it's the Immuno Deficiency Foundation. It's just silly. Oh, by the way, this is the basement, and I hope that. Oh yeah, now the lights are coming on. So you see the original like foundation, and when I find, because I have it somewhere. When I find the video from Cologne, you can see this foundation from like the dome in Cologne, which somehow is in the downstairs parking lot. Because in the 90s, somehow decided, like the city decided that it's completely fine to build a parking lot underneath one of the biggest cathedrals of Germany. And then you can see all those ruins and original foundations of that. So if you can, for example, give blood. I don't know if I can because in Scotland, Scotland deals with it a little bit differently, so you need to register with an address and everything. But I still hope that you can do that because, and I'm going to pause the video for a second here, because the coolest thing, so when you go on the NHS UK, or in this case Scotland, blood bank, blood donation, they have this amazing graphic, and I wanted to show you. This has nothing to do with blood or whatever. Like there will be no blood to for those people who are sensitive to this. So yeah, what could possibly go wrong, right? So they have this on their website, which I find amazing. So they show, like, these are all the blood types that are out there, and they show you how much blood they have on each given day for the next couple of days, and so you can see, like, oh, I'm this blood type, I should really go donate because they're running low on this type of blood. Because what I didn't know is, like, I knew that, like, it had a shelf life, but I didn't know that it's, like, super short. Like, blood is, like, basically, like, you give it, like, 6 days to, like, a couple, like, not a couple of weeks, but I say this with, like, couple of weeks, you know? But then that's it. So, like, Scotland tries to have enough blood for 6 days. And it's really astounding. Like, you just put this out there and so in this case, I think my blood type, which is B something something, is actually something that they do need. So you're O positive. That's fantastic. Isn't O positive the one that, like, everybody can have, or is that, like, one of them, like is the universal blood that everybody can get in case of emergency or whatnot. And then, of course, so that is that. And then the other thing that I wanted to do was also, well, I have all this, right? I have all this, and because my hair grows like weeds, I am actually going to go to a barbershop, and I'm gonna donate. I'm gonna donate my hair to either Alopecia UK or the service that barbershop signed up with to give hair to wig makers for either kids or teens with alopecia, or cancer patients, or cancer recovering people with cancer, so they can have hair, you know. So again, it's about doing what you can with what you have where you are. Well, I happen to have hair. It grows very fast. I mean, I did a haircut like when I was in Lithuania in February, and like it already grew like this much in that time, and that's like not even half a year. So if I wanted to have this mane, I can just grow it back, and other people can't. So, you know, I'm trying to do what I can, and hopefully I get an appointment with the one person that does deal with all these like hair donations there, and yeah, it's probably the like the 1% flex that I can do is like, oh, I'm just going to Scotland for a haircut, you know, no biggie. But I also try to do the giving blood if it's available to me, because I'm a non-UK, non-Scottish citizen. I might not be able to register. The prerequisite for this is, of course, that they do test your blood, and then they get back to you as to like whether or not you have any kind of disease or something is wrong with the blood, so they can take it. So they have to have a way to get in contact with you that is not just an email or a phone number. So you know, we see about that. Maybe I stream while I'm giving blood, because it takes like half an hour-ish. So that's a nice thing to just have some company. While my hair appointment, I don't really know if they let me. And it's also, I mean, people cut my hair. I don't know how interesting that will be, but we see. I don't know. So enjoy this while we can, I guess. It's an expensive haircut in a way. I mean, you know, like if I would have to fund the entire Scotland trip myself, as in also find a place to stay in Scotland, it would be way more expensive. But luckily I have friends that put me up, or I house it for them, so I can afford it. Because the thing is, going to the UK used to be a lot cheaper before Brexit, like a lot cheaper. And I do like it there. It's just that, yeah, it's kind of like, not to go too deep into politics, but yeah, it's very messy, let's say that. Like, I was even thinking, like, oh, well, flights are expensive, I can just ride my motorcycle there because gas is cheap. But then the ferry over to the UK, because I have to take it round trip, right? That basically makes it on par as expensive as a flight. And instead of spending 2 hours, I will spend like almost 3 days to get all the way up to Scotland. Oh, there are haircut streams in the ASMR category. Yeah, I can just put the lavalier like in my hair, and then you can like hear the we see about that. I don't know. I'm taking all of my equipment, so this is like most of the stuff that I'm taking, I'm only taking carry-on for 10 days. But like literally most of the stuff that's taking up all the space is like all my camera equipment and like the router and like my laptop and all these things, because I'm taking them with me, even though my laptop is not really, well, it's very powerful, but it's not really like, hey, let's just go up and travel laptop. So I hope I don't reach the weight limit with it. And I didn't want to buy like a small laptop just to travel because it's kind of excessive. But I don't know. Oh, we see. So, oh yeah, I wanted to tell you a fun fact about Paris. Fun, not so fun. So initially, this week, today is the 3rd of July. And initially I wanted to go to Paris, not only because of TwitchCon, but because also one of the streamers that I follow does like a meetup in Paris. Now he's in one of the, let's say one of the districts that is kind of dodgy. So, but he rents out a whole pub to have like beers with everybody. And I thought, and this was like at the beginning of June, that I thought it's like, oh, you know, like let's go there, rent a hotel thing, parking situation, so I can put my motorcycle somewhere safe, just because. And then I can like meet up with them. And then I found out, I was like, oh, it's also the weekend of TwitchCon. And I was like, oh, okay. And now, of course, I don't know how the news work where you are, but France is, I don't want to say under siege, but they definitely have their own George Floyd moment, because a cop shot a 17-year-old kid. Yeah, the whole country is on fire, literally, as people are looting and tooting all over the country, while the Tour de France is going on, while there is massive protests already because of Emmanuel Macron's retirement redo, and people have to work longer. And yeah, so now Twitch came up with a statement on Twitter about, because I'm also let this go. Twitch came out with a statement that while there are no riots close to the venue yet, the TwitchCon will proceed. However, everything is done with caution, and that you need to, you know, watch out yourself as to like what's happening, and they keep a closer watch on that, because TwitchCon doesn't happen until later on. I think Thursday or Friday is like the first. And well, right now, if you look at the news, there have been 4,000 arrests just today. And there's a curfew now on public transport, which means that after 9 o'clock p.m., there is no public transport. So yeah, it's kind of putting like a no on like any kind of like late night activities in pubs. And oh, okay, this was that, and this is the end of that video. Let's just like load up a new one, because I thought this would be longer. Let's go. You know what? Let's just go to Scotland. We're going live. We're not going live. Welcome to Edinburgh. There you go. So. Yeah, so basically what's happening there is that my video is... there you go. Okay, now nothing is overlapping. So yeah, so basically my initial plan to go to Paris was kind of destroyed by not being able to ride my motorcycle there because it takes too long and it's too exhausting, especially in the heat. Right now, somehow we have a cold spell, so it's kind of nice to ride out there. But yeah, and then I was like, okay, I'm not gonna ride into France with all these protests happening. Then, of course, all these protests, like these are the retirement protests, and then now you have this whole, everything is set ablaze in order to protest against the police departments because they seriously messed up. And then a train was cheap enough, but it was like, and it was just too complicated overall. And well, now I fortunately am able to go back to Scotland. Maybe even do this walk again, because I like to do this walk. So this is the walk. In Edinburgh, you go through all these like little alleyways and whatnot. Then you end up on Royal Mile. As soon as we pass that gate over there, we're on the Royal Mile, which on the right will lead you to the castle, the Edinburgh Castle. On the left, it will lead you to the Scottish Parliament, as well as Arthur's Seat, which is like this famous hill overlooking the whole city. And so over to the right, if you follow that road, you get to the castle, but we're going to the left and go up the mountain hill thing. Maybe, because I also can't stream that long, even though I'm already streaming for an hour. I can't stream too long because I still need to pack and eat dinner and whatnot. So, yeah. So, because there's a train from Glasgow to Edinburgh, it takes 45 minutes, and then you end up basically there. Like, we started basically at the main train station, at the back entrance to the main train station. And then I did this walk really quick, which takes me, it says here 2 hours. And then you're back at the train station. And then I wanted to take the train back, but something was stuck in a tunnel. So everybody and anybody wanted to take a bus. And it was a whole mess to get back to Glasgow. But luckily my friends were also in town and I was able to catch a ride. So yeah, but again, on a day like this, it rained before, and as Scotland does what Scotland does. So it's like an hour of like sunshine, followed by an hour of rain, followed by an hour of sunshine, and you just deal with it, basically. But of course, it's also very, very beautiful when it rains because everything is nice and shiny, and the grass is greener, and everything is cool. So yeah. And then, I can't really see anything because it's like around a bend. But I will definitely pick up this video later on the next stream, unless it's a live stream. If I don't get to finish this, because this goes on for another 2 hours and 10, which I sadly do not have today, because I need to get ready for the airport. And yes, I'm doing like this stereotypical guy thing where I'm like, packing 5 minutes before and I bring like a t-shirt. But listen, I have a reason, all right? I have a reason because I've been doing this for many, many years. I just know what to pack. And also my friends have a washing machine, so I don't really need to bring that much. They also have a TK Maxx down the street, so if I really need something in a pinch, say like a raincoat or something, I can just get one at TK Maxx or TJ Maxx, depending on where you're from, for like $5. So, and it can be like my birthday treat. You know, people get themselves a birthday raincoat, right? All right. Do we have any questions? Because the chat is very, very quiet, and I'm suspicious as to what's happening. Because over here everything is green. I love that, like the OBS tells you, oh, this is the connection, and this is this, and this is that. I hope everything is all right. So let's see. Let's see what's happening. Oh yeah, thank you so much, Gigi. So also very exciting news. Twitch gave me the numbers, and then I looked at the numbers, and apparently I'm only like a day away from, or 2 days away from being affiliate, whatever that means. I'm kind of scared, honestly, to be affiliate because I don't want ads on my Twitch, and I don't want to be like, hey, just give me money and the ads go away. It's like, no, it's kind of shitty. But I also do welcome the opportunity to have some kind of income to supplement this, because it brings me intense joy. There are, Gigi, you don't even know. There are so many cashmere stores the other way. It is so bad. I mean, good, but also so bad. Like, it's like one cashmere store next to the next, and then there's like, I think we already passed it, but there's like another Christmas store and everything. So yeah, so I got the numbers for it. I only need to be like streaming another day or two, because that's like the other metric. So like the hours that you need are like, I think 8 hours or something a month to those people not in the know. And you need to have like 4 people or something, or 3 people in chat. On average, in like a 30-day span. And then another thing was like, you need to stream, I think like 7 or 8 days a month, which, you know, you just do one stream on the weekend and then an odd one in between. Oh, there would be pre-roll ads. I mean, you know, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. If anything, like, I welcome the opportunity to be able to make better this. And also, I don't know, there is also a Patreon where I could do this. And at least this is like, it's nice and easy, and it reaches enough people. I say this because I don't want to sound facetious, but like, I quit Twitter yesterday because I was just like, cool, nobody sees this anyway. There's like, engagement on Twitter is like down, like into the garbage. This is a really, really cool clock tower. It's one of my favorite clock towers in Edinburgh. And I spend so much time on Twitter just like reading stuff, and now it's just like, nope, you can only read this many posts a day because Elon says so. And I was like, yeah, whatever. And I can save the time and invest it somewhere else where I do have joy, which is like here and on Instagram and Discord. So this, no, that's not what I wanted. This is not my mouse. Sorry. I wanted to show you this again because it's just so beautiful. And if you catch this either super early in the morning or for golden hour, it is just so nice. And if I wouldn't have like 35,000 pictures in my camera roll, I would probably just like pluck my favorite picture of this that I took. But yeah, I don't know what they were thinking, and they weren't thinking at all, because if you look at the last months of Twitter, it's just like whatever, and I have no idea how these people make money, by which I mean this one guy. Like, it's yeah, apparently it's like scalping, scamming, algorithm training, blah blah, and that's why everybody's only allowed to have like, I think like 1,000 posts a day or something, but they count retweets and they count comments and Twitter threads, so it's very easy to actually get to your limit. And I just didn't want to deal with it. I was like, you know what? It's been fun. See you later. Never. So yeah. I think there's another cashmere store coming up. But yeah. And also the thing is, like, I thought about like doing everything on YouTube, but it's just like way less of a hassle here, and I don't have to like compete with anybody, and it's very like, the ease of use of Twitch is what really like lets me stay here, basically. I don't have anybody to compete with openly, you know, like, oh, you know, but yeah, what's happening here? Oh, look at you, doing another workout, I see. Didn't you already do 36 this week? Oh yeah, there's no spam bots, there's no nothing, and I'm like, you know, and I already like, it's very easy to like, get rid of those anyway because it's followers only chat, and it's like, it doesn't cost anything to follow, so why not enable that? Sorry, it's dinner time. So, and we're now all watching me walk through Edinburgh, which is one of my favorite things. Like every time I'm in Edinburgh, I try to do this walk because it's very easy to do until you get to a bit that is not easy at all because it all goes like uphill on a path that is not really done. I mean, it's done by other people stepping on the same steps. There are no steps, there's no nothing. And again, if you are in any way, shape or form mobility compromised, you will not go up there. And I think that's really sad. And that's why I film it, so you can see it and do this walk yourself. If you're actually watching this with sound on, or if you watch it on YouTube, like all of these are also available on YouTube, I think 1080 or 4K, I don't know, high resolution are available for those people who do watch it on their TVs. And it's just like you can hear me huffing and puffing because it's very steep. That's what I'll tell you. It's very steep. So yeah, and we are about to, on the right-hand side, is, I think after this building, on the right-hand side. Oh, thank you so much for sharing that, Mai. On the right-hand side, you will see the Scottish Parliament, which looks kind of cute, I think. Now, of course, without Nicola Sturgeon, because Jacinda Ardern saying, I'm out. I think this is already it. This is already the start of the Parliament. I think it's a cool building. It's not like but it's one of those buildings like you look at it and you're like, what is this? And it's like, oh, this is the Parliament. It's like, oh, okay. If there wouldn't be a sign, you wouldn't really think that it's the Parliament or any kind of government building, really. What kind of shoes do you wear for the treacherous walks? For this walk, let me think. I had, and this sounds very weird in the end, but it's like I was wearing my favorite hiking boots. So I treated myself to some really, really good hiking boots. They were by a company that I enjoyed doing powerlifting of all things, Innov8, which is INOV and the number 8. It's a British company that makes sports gear. Like if you see in the videos, sometimes in the vlogs, like my hair ties and everything, that's like from Innovate, and they're mostly for running and for gym stuff, like powerlifting or CrossFit or whatever. And then one time they came out with trail running is something that is really, really like prominent in the UK. People go to like the Lake District and they just run up and down these trails. And they made these amazing boots that were so good. Oh, this was so good. And waterproof and everything. And on this trip, however, I wore these and it was raining one day and I noticed that they were leaking. And I sent them in because the Gore-Tex, apparently there was like a manufacturing thing, an error. And I had these already for a year, and I was like, so what gives, you know? Like, and then, oh yeah, you know, Gore-Tex has lifetime warranty. But they stopped making these boots, and they didn't have a new one. And I'm like, well, what now? So after a year of having these, they refunded me the entire cost of the boots, which is like, what? And that's how I funded the trip to London for Easter, where I did that walk all the way along the Thames from Tower Bridge all the way to the Battersea Park power station, which is this amazing mall. They turned like this huge power station into like, not a luxury mall, but like a really luxurious mall. And I think I can do that video another day. It's like a almost 3-hour walk all the way like past the past Big Ben, the House of Parliament, past the London Eye, past everything. And because I save these walks, so this one I actually live streamed on Twitch, but I save all the walks as a local copy. So what happens was that like it cut out every once in a while when there were too many people, but the GoPro kept recording. So the recording that I have and the one that is on YouTube is without any buffering, without any connection issues, without anything. While the one on Twitch had like, well, there were a lot of problems. But luckily I have people like that do let me know whenever there is like no chat or whenever there's no connection, because those things I can't really do anything when I'm like out and about. I just have to deal with it. But that's why I always keep a local copy of everything I do, just in case, you know, and then I can do these things, you know, these director's commentaries, I guess. So yeah, short answer, waterproof Gore-Tex hiking boots, I do recommend, because there's a lot of ways where it's like this, and it's fine, you know, just have regular shoes on. But the first time I did this was actually a morning walk to see the sunrise from Arthur's Seat. And I didn't know, like they just said, okay, we meet here and we go up Arthur's Seat. And we're getting to a point in the video in a little bit where we walk on that path, and you can't really see the path, but you can see what I'm on about. And it was literally like this shepherd's like goat path. And I did not bring proper footwear. I did not bring anything, gear. And yeah, it was quite a mess. But later on, when you go up Arthur's Seat, there's a lot of like no path at all. And I would definitely suggest that if you go, you need a proper profile on your shoes. That's what I say. The one thing I really liked about the boots that I had was that they had like, was it graphene or graphite? Like a special thing inside the sole itself that makes it like less slippery when something's wet. So yeah. So this is the beginning of the round trip around Arthur's Seat. There are 2 hills back to back. The one that you saw when we walked up to this is not Arthur's Seat. Arthur's Seat is coming up. It's a little bit higher, but in the back of the other hill, which is closer to the city. But overall, this walk, if you're swift and you don't go up the peak, it's like an hour-ish, you know. And you end up basically where we started, just doing the round trip. Like I do a little shortcut through to the middle of the Royal Mile, and then you go up to the Edinburgh Castle, take a little staircase down, and then you end up in like, where do you end up? Oh, you end up by the, what is it called? Well, the train station. That's where you end up. You have this little well. There's just a sign, and here's like this well, and then it's completely shut off, because apparently you're not supposed to drink the water. But if you look inside, and I really hope it catches it, but like in there you can kind of see that there's like a little fountain, but it's just there to look at, really. Oh no, that's just a path, Gigi. The real path. Oh God, it's coming up, and it's yeah. I don't know who. Like, there's like no Parks and Recreation department that like looks at this and be like, yeah, this is safe, you know, whatever. No, it's basically like, if you screw up and somebody slips and falls, it's on you. Like later on, I must warn you, like I probably continue this because it takes a while to get to the bit where you can walk up Arthur's Seat. I might do that another day. The bit up there is like, I look down at some points and it's like, how is there no railing? How is there nothing that prevents you from literally falling I mean, a good bit. I would say like maybe 20 feet at least. And it's just like, okay, it's survival of the fittest, really. Oh, you lurk away. So yeah, so this is the official walking, power walking, hiking, running, biking path around Arthur's Seat. There is a little castle ruin on the side, and yeah, it was like, wee. Ooh. I'm sorry. It is 7 p.m. and I'm old. that was your alarm. And again, I have to get up in 7 hours to get ready for the airport. And I still need to pack. But, you know, whatever. It's just carry on. Okay. And I mean, you see how I walk. This is not sped up. This is just the speed at which I'm walking. Which is always fun when I actually have people with me. Yeah, they don't like to walk with me at all. I also really wanted to make it down from Arthur's Seat before the sun went down, because this is like in, God, I think it's like late. Oh no, this was the Christmas walk. This was actually, like, believe it or not, because the weather is so mild thanks to global warming. This was Christmas. This was literally Christmas. I filmed this walk on the 26th. Yeah, I think the 26th of December. It doesn't look like it, but yeah, it was like around that, either that or like the 20th, definitely the end of December. So for New Year's I was back in Berlin. So this must have been like the second or third week of December last year. So yeah, it's but then, you know, like you also have like winters in Scotland where this is all covered in snow. But it's not really. It's like this much snow, maybe. You know, it's sadly or luckily we don't really have winters like when I grew up 84 years ago. I had like snow to my knee. You know, like, and like every day you would shovel and then would just come back again. And I think the last time I experienced that was when I lived in New England. In Massachusetts, and we had a nor'easter. And it was literally like, it was like this when I went to bed. And then in the morning, it was snow up to my hip. And I'm almost 6 foot, so up to my hip is like, it's a bit high. It's a bit too high. And then digging out your car, yeah, it wasn't that much fun. But I also know that if I would have put it in the garage, I wouldn't have gotten it out of the garage. So I'm gonna put my hair back up because it's warm. Good Lord. I don't have AC and I can't keep the window up because there's a hospital a couple of blocks south and there's an ambulance every, like, well, too much for streaming. That's what I say. What's happening? It's like deja vu every single day. Wake up and shovel the same snow every day because the wind has blown it back. Exactly that. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Back when I lived in New England, I was running a store. And what I would do is a liquor store. And what I would do is I would make my own, like, well, not my own schnapps, but like my own little specialty that is from like northern Germany. It's like a rum pot, and you get like cask strength rum. And over the course of the year, because it's cask strength, it has enough proof to preserve stuff without any addition. Like, you don't need to boil anything, you don't need to do anything, right? And I would make these things and I would put them in little nip bottles. And at night I would go out and I would put those nip bottles all over the driveway and all over the stairwell and whatever, and by the door and whatnot. So when there would be the time to shovel, because most of the time you just have enough food at home to make it like a day or two without going outside, right? But every once in a while you need to do, and you need to walk down, and just go for a walk, go for a stupid walk for your stupid mental health. But while you shovel, you find a nip bottle, and it's like a little treat. Don't do that anymore. But back in the day, that was how you made snow shoveling a little bit more fun. Because it's kind of grueling, and Groundhog Day, like that, it kind of gets to you. It gets to you very quickly. So yeah, over there, all the way in the back, I don't want to zoom in because it's getting really grainy real fast. Over there is like the castle ruins. And it's just, this is also like one of those things in the morning when the sun comes from the other side, goes down there, absolutely stunning. But that's for another video. There is a video, like I think. No alcohol for me, put some chocolate in the snow. Oh man, this is why we're going for Team Dark Chocolate. Team Dark Chocolate, because there's less fat in it. So it doesn't look weird when it gets too cold. And it gets all nice and snappy. That's what you do. I mean, there's also the pint of ice cream that you would put in the snow, and then hopefully don't like shovel through it when you do that. But yeah, it's what is this? Team Bloody just put a whole bar out there. You know, just like Godiva. Just put like bottles of Godiva out in the snow. I mean, that's the thing, is like when you're in an area, and I was, luckily, like I was in the northern Berkshires at the border to Vermont, home of Ben & Jerry's. You could probably also just make snow cones. To those people not in the know, snow cone is literally when you take a bit of snow, you make it snowball, like you wanted to throw it, and then you just douse it in sugar syrup that you probably also boiled some fruit in before, or vanilla or something. Really? Wow, okay. The bot just like put out the nip bottles because you say nip. It's like, really? Do you think? I don't think Gigi meant nipple bottles, but you know, whatever, bot. I wonder if you find enough nip bottles, you just don't care about the snow anymore. I cannot confirm or deny that that may or may not have been the case. And also the point. Yo, what did you miss? Welcome back. You missed an hour and 20. You missed me announcing, welcome to the stream, by the way. This is Edinburgh. We're walking up Arthur's Seat after I showed you Magdeburg and a Hundertwasserhaus. All these words may or may not mean something to you, but I will update you as we progress. I also announced the mystery location of the summer vacation I'm going to take you all on. We're going to Scotland, not Edinburgh. I mean, maybe Edinburgh, I don't know. These things I play by ear because it's a very short train that you can take from Glasgow, the location where I'm going to take you tomorrow. Well, I'm going to Glasgow tomorrow and meet my friends, so I don't know if I have time tomorrow to stream. But when I house sit for them, when they leave for their vacation, I will stream. So tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, I'm there for 9 days. Maybe it's going to be 9 days of streaming. Ooh. Maybe. I don't know. No promises. Also need to figure out the internet. So that's always fun. And I also announced over on this side that I try to donate blood and or plasma when I'm in Glasgow, but it's kind of complicated because you need to register with address and whatever in the UK. So I don't know if I'm allowed to, because they test your blood and they get back to you whether or not they can, blah, blah, blah. It's a little bit more complicated. So I try to do that, but I'm definitely saying goodbye to the long hair, because I'm gonna donate my hair to Alopecia UK or whatever organization, the barbershop that I picked out that does everything for you. Like they send in the hair, they do whatever. They send it out to wig makers for kids and teens with alopecia and or people with cancer / recovering from cancer. So they have hair. and my hair grows exceptionally fast. And even at my age, with my stress level, I still have a good amount, and nothing is gray. So I might as well do some good with it. And yeah, that was the message. I think like an hour ago. Like, do what you can with what you have, where you are. And I will be in Scotland. I have hair. Other people don't. So it's only fair that I give. And this is almost the backside of Arthur's Seat. It's a long walk because it does like a big loop-to-loop around Arthur's Seat. And then you can climb up. Do they reject gray hair? I don't think so. They also don't reject, like, I only know that you're supposed to, there are like 2 stipulations about hair when you donate it. One of them is that it's long enough. There are short wigs and everything too, but obviously you can't like donate hair that is like this short because they need, I think, like at least an inch or 3 inches even to weave it into the net for the wig. And the other thing is that you need to wash your hair before. I don't think they have anything that you can't like donate colored hair or bleached hair or gray hair or whatever. I mean, people wear gray hair wigs, so I don't know. So yeah, also this road on the right-hand side is closed, I think, on the weekends. So people ride their bicycles up and down, which down I get. Down is probably a lot of fun. Up, not so much, because this is a very, very grueling, long, steep ascent that just doesn't stop. Speaking of the Tour de France that I mentioned, that is currently working its way through the south of France, and eventually will get to Paris if it's still standing. I'd be walking my bike up that path. I would walk my ass up that hill. There's no way. Like, I love cycling. Don't worry. Like, I love cycling, but no. Just give me like a flat. Like, give me a flat. Like, give me like Ohio or like Kansas, and do that for like 6 hours. Like the thing. One of the streamers that I mentioned, like Pete, Premier 2, and his name is Pete. He was part of the bicycle stream that Connor or Sea Dog and Chris Broad, abroad in Japan, did for the Immunodeficiency Foundation. And he like, one of the things that they did is that when they reach a certain amount, like, Pete was riding the bike and he did it for like 2 minutes. I was like, no. But I would do that. Like, I would totally do like a ride for like 6-7 hours or whatnot. But not this. Like, no. This is too much. This is absolutely too much. Sorry, I'm just checking. That is my boarding pass. All right, cool. So yeah, it's because, as you can see, I mean, we've been on this path for like 10 minutes already. We're halfway to the bit when we ascend Arthur's Seat. So yeah, it's a workout. Like, definitely at the bottom, you might think, oh, it's mid-December, and then you get to now and now you're already taking your jacket off, and I'm like wearing my winter jacket coming out of Glasgow. I'm wearing my big backpack because I clip my GoPro to it so it doesn't sway around too much. Oh yeah, and there's not even a parking lot up there. Like, can you imagine? Like, you can literally just go up there. There's like a parking lot for like 2 cars. And then you just go around and that's it. But yeah. Yeah, so I'm wearing a lot, and it's just like, you can hear me huffing and puffing. I don't even know if
what is it here? If I turn the volume up, you can probably just hear me breathing. Pay somebody to drop me off. Gigi, I'm in Scotland. I'm a cheap bastard. Not only when I'm in Scotland, but I don't pay nobody. This man has no wallet for that kind of thing. I get a free workout. Do that. And then I spent my money on haggis. I literally did that day. It was delicious. That and maybe a Snickers. Or deep fried Mars bar. Oh. Oh yeah, oh yes, haggis. Yeah, I'm one of those people. That. Oh, that's the North. That's the North Sea. So it's like this whole like bay situation, and then it's like a Black Isle. Literally called the Black Isle. It sounds like something from like a D&D handbook or whatever, but it's like the Black Isle. And it's like the Black Rock Island, a little bit out at sea. It's really, really cool. Something covered in the stomach. That is very, very accurate. Yes, it is definitely something. It's also one of those things like similar to like sausage. Like you don't want to know. Don't ruin this for yourself. Just know it is haggis, natties and tatties, which is beets and potatoes and carrots, and delicious, delicious haggis that you just douse in gravy. Don't ruin it by knowing what's in it, and even like maybe you like it. I don't know. I went to what was it? Chinese New Year. We were in this like legit like in New York City. Is it raining and sunny? Gigi, eagle eyes. It is raining and sunny at the same time. That's the beauty of Scotland. I don't think I will like haggis. I would say at least try it once so you can be sure. Because the thing is, like, if you know what it is and then you don't want to try it because you know what it is, but it's still delicious, like maybe you're missing out on something really, really cool. Oh, beets and potato. I mean, roasted beets. I will never say no to roasted beets. That's the thing. Like they're not my kryptonite. They're my anti-kryptonite. It's just like, I mean, I guess that's the sun when you think about Superman. But anyway. So Chinese New Year. So I was living in New York City, and my friend took me to like the most stereotypical Chinese place in Chinatown, which is literally like we walked into the side street, like an alleyway, really, right? Turn the corner, and there's like this door, like smaller than this door, and you squeeze your way through. Behind it, an escalator. Right? An escalator. Steepest escalator I've ever been on, right? Just goes up. And we're like on here, and says, hey, where are we going? You know, like what's happening? And lo and behold, we reach the top of this escalator, and this ballroom opens up, right? And this is a ballroom that was already parted. Like they had a like removable wall that they opened just as we arrived, to double the size of this ballroom, which was like this, I want to say the size of the city block itself, but it was definitely like half a football field. Like it was massive, absolutely massive. It was literally Chinese heaven. I was ascending to food heaven, and people were already sitting there, you know, like it was Chinese New Year buffet. Huge round table with the glass, like the huge dolly, the round like thing, you know, like the, what was it called? Lazy Susan. The huge, humongous, like 11 people at one table, and like off those table, one next to the next. It was massive, and these like tens of people just like with these tiny cards, like, oh, do you want anything, blah, 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 and then you just get whatever, and then people would just present you food. And my friend was like talking to them, and we just got all the food, and it was like everything from like chicken feet to like dumplings, and like 10 different dumplings, and everything was so delicious, and it was so good. And I love that I tell you about Chinese New Year as we're going up Arthur's Seat in Scotland while I'm sitting in Berlin live streaming this. I love this. This is fantastic. Anyway, so the dumplings, right? And like everything, you know, like pork, shumai, like all those things. And one of those things was, of course, because it was a legit Chinese place, like legit Chinese place. I was surrounded, like I was one of the only white people in there, and that's how you know, like it's the legit place, you know. And then I saw this thing, and I was like, oh, what is this? And it looked like noodles. It looks like noodles. And she's like, just try it. Just, you know, it will taste funny because of the texture. And I was like, okay, whatever. And I tried it, and I was like, you know, like, it's all right. It's kind of salty, you know, like, it's just like, it's okay. It's not my favorite, but, you know, if I would have known before that it was tripe, like it was stomach lining, I would have probably not tried it. But I also at that point was really like more food curious as like 20 years ago, you know. And this is one of the things, like if you know what it is, you might be like taken aback or have like some kind of like premonition as to like what you were in for. But if you don't know what anything is, like not at all, just eat it. Just eat it. Even the chicken feet, like I knew what it was. I didn't know what it would taste like. I didn't know like, oh, there's a sauce, like no, you just immerse yourself, and food is one of the best things to do this with. Immerse yourself in what is given to you, and maybe it's your favorite thing. Also, maybe try it another time. This is also like, now we're going into golden hour on Arthur's Seat, which is why I hoofed it up there. You have this little lake on the side, which is already like on a hill, which is really amazing. And then straight ahead, that is Arthur's Seat. So we make our way around here, and then you go all the way up. Again, try it first. Maybe it's something you like. Like when I was a kid, we were eating like liver and all those things, and at first I didn't like it, and then like after the second time, I was like, hey, this is actually not that bad, you know? And you don't have to eat it ever again. That's the thing, is like, try it once. You never have to eat it again. Never. You know, like if you don't like it, you don't like it. I mean, I'm still alive, and I ate a lot of weird stuff. Maybe it preserved me. I don't know. So yeah, so this is the parking lot for Arthur's Seat, by the way, like on the right-hand side. It's not really like a... this is not a Walmart parking lot. Like in America, there would probably be a Walmart-sized parking lot for this kind of thing. So this is the lake, and next to it is like this tiny hill, which is also really, like, it's tough enough to get up there. And you have a nice view over the bay and at the Black Island. And then I think I'm gonna cross the street here, and we're walking up Arthur's Seat. And yeah, it's not really a path. Like there is a path, but it's further down the road, and it's also not really a path. And now we're on the path up to Arthur's Seat, and it rained the entire day like it does now. So this was like slippery as hell. There's a sign that tells you it's slippery. You're doing this at your own risk. And that's gonna be it for the next, I think it takes like a good 20 minutes to go up there. And then you're like serpentine walk your way up there. I think at some point I do clean the lens. This is one of the only things like why I was thinking about getting a new GoPro. So this is still the GoPro 9, which does exactly what you want. It doesn't do fancy stuff except for the horizon leveling. so it doesn't like wobble like this. It just wobbles like this, but the horizon is stable. But I bet this is fun sliding down in the snow, a little bumpy. It is fun if you know that you need to pump the brakes really early because down there is literally a road, and that's it. And then some of these holes, by the way, are just like the sheep that are grazing on here. So you just walk into the sheep steps, and then you can make it up there. The other path is this, but rocks. Very slippery rocks. The road is half the fun. I mean, you know, it adds that thrill and excitement that you really want from sledding on a really steep hill. So what was that about? Oh yeah, so the new GoPros, apparently they have like a hydrophobic lens cover. So like the water just pearls off. And look how high we are in just like 2 minutes of hiking up. Like I was down there. This is how steep it is. And you get, yes, you get a rainbow. I was so amazed, like turning around and seeing that there's a freaking rainbow the entire time. And if I tell you that the meme is real when we get to the top, it was spectacular. And this is why like rain in Scotland is the best, because you get rainbows galore. Yeah. But this is like why I was thinking about a new GoPro, but then I read up on it, and basically everything after the 9 just has issues, like just like files get eaten or things don't record at all, or finally, okay. Take my glove off just to clean the lens. And the 9 does everything I wanted to do. It's just, sure, there could be like higher resolution and, you know, like, I don't know, better stabilization or whatever, but it's now 3 years old, or like 2 years old. No, it's almost 3 years old. What is this? You get rain repellent, but everything else goes to crap. Yep. Basically, that's what I hear from the reviews, and I love that now there's like some people that I follow that do reviews that say, hey, this is a cautionary tale, don't get this. While in the first couple of days of anything releasing, everything is like the hype train, choo-choo, let's like get the views and whatever. The Automod didn't really, no, it doesn't. I mean, this one was like, what was it? Oh, it's a forbidden term. It's like, okay, I didn't put these in there, it's Automod or whatever. But yeah. And I think I even like film, I mean this one I didn't, but like usually I film in D-Log, so everything is like desaturated and has more, gives me more power color grading. However, this was also done when I didn't have, I don't think I had a DaVinci Resolve yet. So I edited all of this on my iPad. And now that I have DaVinci Resolve, I treated myself to a full license for my birthday. So I can sell my iPad because I don't really use it for anything else. So I was like, might as well, you know, recoup some money, invest it in something else that I would like to have. Which of course now is the worst possible time to look at anything, because everything will release in a month or two, like all the new generations, and then the current generations just become cheaper. You know, like it's, I was really hoping for Insta360 to bring out a new 360 camera, like the X4 or something. But they did this tiny thing, which I don't really need. But yeah. Like looking at new drones, as you know. As you may or may not know, I'm actually a trained drone pilot, and I trained in the UK and can fly like big rigs up to like 25 kilos or 55 pounds, you know, like you can put a proper camera on there. There you go, that's your rainbow. Is that pretty? Is that pretty? Like, I'm so happy I can show you these things. Oh my God. And then over there is like the east side of Edinburgh. And then behind, this is Arthur's Seat. And behind that is like the Royal Mile and everything. So we're going there. Have you seen the movie Fall? No. What is it? I know I can look it up myself, but I'm probably forget by the time the stream ends. So yeah, or like just be able to film this better. Like I like what I can do with a camera that is this size. And then I treated myself earlier in the year to the media mod, so I can actually have a better microphone attached to that when I do stream from it. Because of course, like I could get like a, I don't know, Sony A7S III, you know, like go in all, you know, 4K, get like a gimbal stabilized, blah, 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 you know. But I also, especially like in situations like this, where it's like super steep and I go up like a hill and there's like rocks and whatnot, like I don't want to carry a $3,000+ camera, which probably is just the price for the body, for the new ones. And then it falls down and yeah, of course there's insurance and whatever, but you know, I'd rather have this. It's waterproof. With the media mod it isn't. Just water resistant, but the regular one is waterproof, and I have enough batteries thanks to Erica earlier in the chat. She brought me some batteries on vacation when she was over here, and they were like at Best Buy for on sale. Thank you very much. So I can film these longer. Triggers, I have a drone. Oh yeah, that's the thing. Like I see, like it's this whole thing about like the prosumer, you know, like people buying all this thing because all these things are available, you know. Like if you think about like the early 2000s, right? And you tell me, oh, hey, this is a helicopter shot. We can now do it with a drone that is the size of my coffee cup. And people have these things at their disposal. They are cheap enough to crash. If you have the disposable income, they have, you know, like, and just do it. But a lot of things also go wrong, like people like run into a car, run into a person, you know, like all these things. And yeah, it's sad, you know, like, I don't know what the point was of what I wanted to say. This is the path, by the way, which is now, of course, wet. And then now we're walking. Like, it's still going up until you're at Arthur's Seat. And of course, like now with the new regulations and whatnot. Well, I say new regulations, like during the pandemic, more and more regulation came into play. It's not as easy anymore, even though a lot of, especially YouTubers, make it look like really easy to have a drone and just fly it around and ooh, and yes, as long as nothing happens, it's really cool. But as soon as something happens, it goes bad real quick. This is the path to Arthur's Seat, by the way. It looks stable enough. I do not recommend it to people who are in any way, shape, or form mobility. What was that? What's the word? That are not as mobile. Like, this is like key, like break your ankle territory, especially when it's wet. You know, I think at some point I even hold on to the rail because even with good shoes, this stuff is slippery as heck. And people go up here like with like sneakers and then wonder why they slip and fall. Like it's, yeah. This is also one of the few spots in Scotland that when it does get warm, it's like at least 5 degrees cooler up here because the wind is like, the wind really gets to you. What's happening? Not for me. I'll enjoy you hiking up, but it's too clumsy for that. Come on. Come on. No, but I do get it. I mean, again, like I have friends, look at this view, you know? It saddens me to no end that not everybody can enjoy this. And this is why I film this. This is why I go up these ridiculous climbs and I go like into like spooky alleyways and whatnot, because not everybody can do this, and I'm in the fortunate position that I can. Like my friend, I have a friend that came over to Berlin who has fibro, right? And like a path like this, it's not impossible. You know, it's not like you're not capable to do this. It's just that it's so painful. Like even regular, like the good old European cobblestone, it's can't navigate it without pain. And that's just like, you know, it's one thing, like if infrastructure should be like, the lowest common denominator should be infrastructure, that everything is accessible to any, like how do you do this? You know, how do you do this? With child, with a wheelchair, with crutches, you know, like there's nothing to hold on to, you just go up there, you know, you might as well just like, this is one step removed from this, just like, just climb, you know, just climb. I mean, I think the spooky alleyways probably have the most delicious intestines. But yeah, so now you like spiral your way, or if you're impatient, like me, because I really wanted to get up there and be down before the sun goes down. Like look at this, like there's just a drop on the side, you know, like now you can just like hike up there. And then you see somebody trail running up and down. Yeah, because I mean, Brits are crazy, but they literally use this for trail running. People are running up and down, and there's something we said like trail running, because it comes with like training, proprioception, and dealing with this basically. Like it might be safer than actually like hiking up the traditional way. This is me trying to find a shortcut, so let's go up here, because why not? You know, why not? I just wanted to get to the top. Well, Gigi, if you want to know how people trail run up and down here, is they're probably half the size of me, look about this, and have really big feet. That's all I know about trail runners. That's basically their advantage, is that they don't have that much weight to gazelle-like jump up and down, whatever the hell this is. And there you go, that's the view. However, the view will change. A bit sketch. Just wait. So this is the view. However, this view does change every 5 minutes. I mean, you look at how it looked like 10 minutes ago, and how it looks like now, and then you look at how it will look like in like another 10 minutes. And we're not even at the top yet. The top is still coming up. But it's pretty, right? Like it's just nice. And then over there to the left is like the top. I will make it to the ridge, I think, while also trying to avoid these giant puddles. So even though my boots were waterproof, I mean, I think at this point I figured out that they're not. Also, if you can, I think I do it on this one. If you can, help somebody out. You know, like if you see people, again, there's no railing, no nothing, you know, it's supposed to like get up there. So if you have stable footing because you don't want to fall with other people, you just help them. It is really windy. Oh my God, it's so windy. Like the sound, I think at this point I like turned the sound off because it was just too much. And I think that's it. I could have probably stood there like all day just helping people down. The kids were alright, the dog was alright. And this is the top of Arthur's Seat. I think there was something in there at some point, but oh, the dog be chilling. The dog be chilling. It's this is the view up and around Arthur's Seat. Over there is Edinburgh. There is the bay into the North Sea, and then there's a bunch of farmland, rain coming in. And I think now that we're at an hour 54 before it gets to a different bit, I will probably say goodbye for now. We will continue this stream another day. I know it's like, oh, there's still an hour, more than an hour left on this walk. However, I need to get ready to fly to Scotland tomorrow in I think like 7 hours, 6 hours I need to get up to get to the airport. With this view over beautiful Edinburgh and or Scotland, thank you so much for joining. Thank you again and again for taking the time to look at this goop, this walk to places that, you know, are steep and sketchy and whatnots. Oh yeah, I hope the train is running because that cab is not cheap. I hate taking the cab. So far I avoided it. Pooh. Anyway, thank you so much. I'm gonna pause it here. I know it's like an hour into this. And I say again, thank you. If you can, join me next time. Follow downstairs, down below the video, there's a follow button so you get a notification. If you know somebody else that enjoys this kind of stuff, or also can travel, do tell them. I'm here at least once, twice, thrice a week, showing you places all over Europe, or later in the year, maybe the world. But that's another mystery location, and I will, you know, it's a secret between you and me. Until then, that's what the signs are. Do donate to Extra Life. There's a link downstairs. It's a children's hospital foundation for children that are unfortunate and are in hospital. Give blood where you can, if you can. And if you have long hair like I do and want to have a change for a little bit, consider donating it at your closest barbershop that has a service for people with alopecia or cancer or recovering from cancer. And on this note, I say thank you so much. Have a great day. Love you all. Bye.